Hello and welcome to the Pew Pew Show. Today's show will be hosted by Scott, Andy and myself, Dean.
Today's show is going to be our huge nationals, so we're going to go through the pathway of getting to nationals, and we're also going to take a look at the match package. That's going to be some interesting stuff in there.
Absolutely.
There's some fun ones in there that we're going to run you through as well.
We have some of our regular segments along with some awesome shooting, and we have some very special additions to the show coming up a little later on.
That's right, before we get into that, let's take a look at some highlights from last year's Nationals.
Are you ready? Stand by.
There was some tough conditions up in Darwin, mate.
Absolutely, and that was our first Nationals as well.
It was nuts.
It was a whole new experience. There was a lot of different feedback from it, but all I'd say is it was the best Nationals I ever been to.
100% I agree with that.
So, a personal goal of mine next year is to go to my first national.
Awesome, great.
Can you both give me some advice on what I can do to prepare to go to my first national?
Cool. We did it pretty hard. We were in lockdown, so it was a little bit different. When we got out of lockdown and I was finally able to shoot, Antonio and I got together. I was a physical fitness trainer, human movement coach, so we bartered him coaching me from a master grade shooter and bartered his human movement and his physical training as well, which worked out really, really well for us.
Nice.
And also, not to forget, I got to as many clubs as humanly possible. Every club match that was on, I tried to get around and see all the different ranges and meet new people.
Well, that's important, and that will certainly help build your skills and confidence. But what other things can you actually do to build up your skill set?
Well, what can you do in lockdown? There was a couple of things, but Azza on YouTube, check out his channel. He's really awesome, especially if you're a new shooter. He's what helped both Dean and myself through lockdown. Steve Anderson's podcasts, fantastic. Jump on them. Books from Ben Stoner, I read them, and Lenny Bashman's with Winning Mind.
It's a great one.
Yeah, I was going to fantastic. Yeah.
On top of that, you can get a mentor from your local club to help you along, or you can do some specifically designed training classes. Performance Pistol holds some. I've done a few of those. Paul Phegan runs those. They're fantastic.
That sounds like great advice. What are some goals to get me there on the way?
Well, my goal's always been the big one. It's Grandmaster, straight up.
Scott, you've always got a high goal set, which is great. I admire that. I'm a little bit more incremental myself. I prefer to just try and go up through the grading system, and that's a good way to sort of know that you're improving at least. So you can set goals that you go up through your grades.
I thoroughly agree, but sometimes the grading system doesn't show your actual skill set and your skill improvements due to just take the weighted score, for example.
Well, that's a whole other story. But you're absolutely correct, because you can be having quite a good amount of success. You can be making improvements, but they're not always reflecting in your score. So look, stay the course, celebrate your wins, celebrate your successes, look at what you're doing right, and then there are things to be focused on.
Write down those incremental goals.
Absolutely, and those incremental successes that you have.
And what do you reckon the key to success this year will be?
Ooh, now that is the big question. Andy, those that are going to do best this year not only have the skills to shoot well, but they're going to have the mental management game to back it up. There's 20 stages. It won't be easy.
You have to be prepared and know your skill set and play to your skill set. Don't go above and beyond your skill set. Nationals is not the time for that. The rest of the year is the time for that. You really push yourself, but at Nationals, know where your skill level is and go for it. I did a little bit of pushing when I was down in Sale last time. Sale keeps coming back up all the time because that was our last big match there. But I did a little bit of playing and a little bit of practice before that. And by a little bit, I was driving him insane, let's face it. I spent a lot of time with weekend only on the steel at 25 metres. So when that weekend came up, I went 1 for 1 on the steel and absolutely railed it.
Yes, you did do quite well. Sadly, I did not.
Oh, speaking of steel, how fantastic are those brand new steel targets we were cramming now?
Those are still targets. They're made by Targets USA, and I must say, I believe they are the finest.
Best thing about these things is you don't have to pick this stuff up out of the mud anymore. Basically, it goes down like that. Reset's really easy. It's just flip it back up. Fast reset. ROs can get the stage reset really quickly and get you guys moving with the sports. The other thing of these is they've got a hockey stick, so there's less chance of actually shooting the wood base out of the damn things. Because we all know what it's like over a big session of a big competition. They end up shot, some things fall down. You've got quartermaster coming out every 5 minutes. The other thing I love about these is in the back here, and we'll show you some on the B-roll, there's a pin in there. So these all break down, so they're vertically stored, so they're not taking up room in your containers and that as well.
Absolutely. In addition to that, should you, at some stage over many years of shooting, have to replace a component, it all comes apart, as Scott was saying, it's all modular. You can place a plate, an upright, or a stand. So simple.
Grab them from Targets USA.
As you can see, Targets USA standard and mini poppers can be completely disassembled, making them easy to transport. Both the Rhino and the IPSC plates are fully reversible. This saves time during the match from having to repaint them. Resetting the targets has never been so easy. Just place your hand or your foot at the back of the unit, then interlock the plate with the locking mechanism. Standard poppers come with a reversible activating keyhole for getting all those proven targets activated. The last thing that shooters and ROs want is a range malfunction, and the best way to avoid this is to use these high quality and highly reliable targets made from Targets USA.
Everything I've seen and they're used from Targets USA, just we've had with the club for the past week, have been amazing. They fall down when they're meant to, they stay up when they're meant to, and you don't have to pick the Rhino targets up out of the mud either. It's awesome.
No, you don't. In fact, they're so much better than our old ones where you'd shoot them, they'd stay up, and you wouldn't shoot the big ones and they'd fall down.
Calibration! Rangemasters, stage 5. We're going to put the links to both the Australian distributor, Theo, awesome bloke that we both met, and he's donated a target that we're going to give away later in the season as well. We're going to come up with a competition to do that. And of course, targetsusa.com. Links are in the description below. Check them out. What the hell are you waving around?
We have a letter here from one of our viewers, Adam from Sweden. Dear Pew Pew Show, I'm writing to you from Sweden as I've been struggling with my shooting lately. My speed and accuracy is okay, but what I really seem to be having trouble with is shooting under pressure at major competitions. I feel too intense at these matches and haven't been able to settle my nerves on the more challenging stages. Any advice would be appreciated. Best regards, Adam.
We're excited to answer Adam's letter because we have a brand new team member of the cast to come in and do it for us.
Absolutely. It's over to the rock star of dry fire, Steve Anderson.
Hey Adam, thank you so much for writing about your struggles with pressure and feeling too intense. The first thing we have to understand is that pressure is only ever going to amplify what you are thinking and feeling. And pressure is stress caused by the perceived importance of the event. So when we perceive an event to be more important, that's when pressure intensifies. What we've got to do is be aware of what that's amplifying. It can either amplify nerves and anxiety, or it can amplify excitement to shoot. So the first thing we got to do is figure out what is being amplified. You mentioned that it's more of a problem on challenging stages. So what we have to figure out is this causing you to undertry, meaning slow down and get your hits, or is it causing you to overtry, meaning rush, try, hurry? The problem with overtrying and undertrying is they both require the conscious mind to get involved. The conscious mind wakes up and says, okay, we need something different, so you need me to come in and shoot the stage. This denies access to subconscious skill, which ironically denies access to all the training that you're doing. What you need to do to solve this problem is put yourself into a process. If you will get a subconscious stage plan, meaning double-digit reps of your stage plan, and I know you're going to say, well, it's IPSC, we only get 3 minutes. I get it. You're going to have to find a way to get double digits of that stage plan and then commit yourself to a singular focus. If you're choosing between speed and accuracy actively, you're always going to make the wrong choice. But if you subscribe to a singular focus, such as center the dot, call the shot, or I will see what I need to see, that singular focus combined with a subconscious stage plan and the confidence that you can execute that stage plan will always give you a subconscious performance, which will eliminate under-trying and over-trying. So the next time you feel too intense, pressure's bothering you, ask yourself what is being amplified, and let's change the channel. Instead of amplifying anxiety, doubt, fear, worry, let's let pressure amplify the fact that I can execute this stage plan. Okay? And with a singular focus, I think you'll find that much easier to do. And again, the mental management class covers all of this in great detail. Surely you've noticed that pressure does not bother you in other areas of your life. Most people think they're pretty good at their job. So if you think you're pretty good at your job and you know what to do and you've done it a bunch, pressure usually makes you better. If you can apply those same ideas to shooting, hey, I know what to do, I've done it a bunch, and I can do this, I know I can be successful, then pressure will actually make you better. And don't ever try to make pressure go away because you can't. If you're feeling it, it's real, and you won't be able to make it go away. But what you can do is use it to amplify strategy, skill, and confidence, which will give you a much better result. Thanks for writing.
Thanks, Steve, and welcome to the team. Well, it's time to take a look at the match package for the Australian National Handgun Championship.
There are some really exciting stages in there, really fast stages as well, and a lot of swingers on those first few.
Absolutely. I think it's going to be a fantastic match.
I'm looking forward to it.
What did you notice about it, Andy?
Plenty of open targets. I think it's going to be very interesting on stage 3, the low port under the barricade, see how people approach that.
I'm getting my bet beyond.
There is a lot of open targets. There's a lot of steel as well, and as you said, I think a lot of swingers too.
There is. Is that like your retinators?
Yes. This stage 3 that you're talking about, Andy, you either got to run up the top or go prone.
Well, I'm wondering if you can engage all targets from the low port or if they're going to force you to run up.
That's a good question. We're going to find out. And that's the thing about these match packages. They don't give you the full idea because you can't understand the distance of the things are in relation to where you're starting from.
I mean, they could be 25 metres for all we know.
Exactly.
25 metre from a prone position. We can
So, what else have we got? Stage 14. That's an interesting one.
Oh, get your Fred Flintstone on, mate. I'll bam it.
Absolutely. Carbon neutral, environmentally friendly, pedal powered. Oh, not pedal, but foot powered.
Foot pedal? I'm not sure. I haven't seen it. Does it have a chain and pedals, or are we actually pushing ourselves up track?
Cool. It says here it's pushed forwards or backwards by the use of your feet.
Oh, here we go. Thigh workouts, boys. Leg day.
That's leg day on stage 14. Not only that, but you've got a slider to go with.
I just saw that. I just looked down next to I saw the slider. Yep. Now I didn't see that when I actually first looked at the match package because obviously I was just dipping into space. And Popper activates the slider while you're coming backwards on the cart.
That should be fun.
Yeah, it should be a great one.
Yeah. That also, we've got another really interesting one in the match package is stage 20.
The gully run. I've never done one, have you?
I've never done a gully run. Big concern about those paper targets and the colour of them in the bush and how that's going to go.
FTE City, baby.
Let's hope not. With a 3-minute walkthrough, if you're the first or second shooter, God help you. But other than that, you really want to quickly map where all those targets are.
Boys and girls, get your visualization happening.
Absolutely. Stage plan is everything.
And if you stuff it up, have fun running.
Now we're getting to the pointy end of our handgun championship.
100%. That's right. You've got to have your gear sorted, your guns clean, tighten your mag pouches, leave your mags, and make sure your ammo makes power factor.
Absolutely. You don't want that to trip you up. You've got to know where you're staying, how you're getting there. If you're flying, you've got to have all those elements taken care of. You really don't want to be at a stage where you're going to this competition now and you haven't got your power factor sorted out. You're worrying about your gun performance. I mean, I actually just had the mag release button come loose on one of my guns the other day.
No, I had to heat mine up to get one released.
But these are things you don't want going wrong in a stage.
Double check, triple check, quadruple check, everything.
Absolutely. Now's the time to do it if you haven't done it already.
There's definitely a lot of components that go into getting it right.
Oh, 100%. Let's check them out.
Whoa, that looks exhausting.
Well, here's a couple of guys that actually got it right.
That's right. It's time for Hold My Beer.
Mr. Gary DeBasso this time.
He's gone 1 for 1 on the steel there.
He's done good. The movement. Oof.
Strong hand only.
Jeez, he's quick.
Confident. And looks like he's gone 1 for 1 on the steel through there too. Well done.
That's what it takes to be a master grade.
Absolutely.
That was well done.
Good
World
job.
Thailand, number 70 in the world.
Yeah.
Awesome competitor.
Pretty good. And you know what? These Filipino guys, they move quick.
Oh, hell yeah. They got a low center of gravity too.
I know, just as short. Scott and Dean here from the Pew Pew Show asking you if you've got a blazing run
Or a complete foobar.
and you'd like us to feature it on the Pew Pew Show,
Send it into us at
the Pew Pew Show Australia at gmail.com.
the second surprise we've got for you guys tonight. Multiple Australian champion and world champion Paul Hagz as he brings you his pro tips.
Hi, this is Coach Hagz, and today we're going to talk about the draw. So, when we're talking about the draw and when we're practicing it, it's good to do it in dry fire first. In dry fire, we build the muscle memory, we build the technique, so that when we go to the range and do some live fire, we're actually getting something from the live fire ammo that we're shooting. So perfect your draw in dry fire first. And I like to break down the draw into 3 stages. The first stage is to move both your hands. A lot of people I see shooting on the range, more so novices and some intermediate shooters, they have a very lazy weak hand. In other words, they'll come up to draw the gun after the buzzer and the weak hand is still hanging by their side. And at times, the gun is out the holster and this hand still hasn't moved. The hand catches up, their weak hand catches up to the gun very, very late in the draw, and they're still acquiring their grip where they should be prepping the trigger and lining up the sights for the first shot. So when we break the draw down into 3 sections, we want to practice them like this in dry fire. This would be 1. Both hands move at exactly the same time. As soon as you hear the buzzer, this is the first step. 1. And practice that 20, 30 times. 1. You want to bring your weak hand up, high chest level, just at the point where your gun and your strong hand and weak hand will meet. That's the nearest point to acquire your grip. So that would be 1. 1. 2 would be drawing the firearm, indexing with your weak hand underneath the trigger guard. Whether you grip the gun conventionally like that, or you hold the trigger guard like I do, the index is the same. So from this point, after 1, 2 would be where the firearm comes out of the holster and you index under your trigger guard to complete the grip. 3 is the final part of the draw where you acquire the grip, rotate your weak hand into the correct position, and you come up to the target and prep your trigger. This is where your safety would go off in this final section, section 3, for standard gun shooters, open gun shooters who have the safety applied. In production, we don't apply the safety, we have hammer down. So let's go through those steps again. 1 is where both hands move. 2 is where your weak hand makes contact with the firearm, you index under the trigger guard. And 3 is where you rotate the weak hand into the correct position on the firearm, completing your grip and indexing the target. We'll do that in slow motion, just like that. Smooth as fast. Always remember, smooth as fast. And let's speed it up a bit. And that's basically how you practice your draw. 3 steps. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, Paul. That was awesome. Please sign up to Paul's True Fans if you want some more tips. The link will be in the description below.
Is that only for fans?
Just true change.
True Fans.
Okay.
Now for IPSC competitions around the world. In Europe, there's a no-miss challenge. This is an IPSC Level 3 handgun and PCC match. This is the Hungarian National Championships taking place at the BTK Shooting Arena. The dates for this are the 27th to the 29th of May, and registrations are now open. New Zealand have the Quake City Challenge. This is taking place in Christchurch Pistol Club, New Zealand. Unfortunately, the entries for this have now closed. The dates are the 5th, the 6th and 7th of May, and it's a 12-stage match. It's 230 rounds as a minimum, so if you've registered for that match, good luck. Over in France, we have a Level 3 IPSC handgun competition called the Med Cup 2023. This is Aix-en-Provence. It's a 4-day event taking place on the 3rd to the 7th of May. Registrations are open and they will be open until the 30th of April. It's an 18-stage match with a minimum of 320 rounds and it's taking place at Provence Shooting Club.
Here's hoping our nationals are one of the best. I keep hearing Aussies have a rep for amazing high-level matches.
That we do because we're Aussies. But as you can see, Andy, all the preparation is what it takes for a nationals campaign that's going to be well for you.
Hey, how about our studio challenge reflects just how well we know our gear?
Our producer's actually given us a challenge of how we can put our rig on.
Okay.
Super.
Wonderful. I unfolded it.
Oh.
Are you ready? Stand by. Oh, that sounded bad.
I can't see it.
I can't.
I'm trying to say that it's not working.
Three up, open up to stand up. I can't do that.
Ow.
It's the house. Kind of sucking my guts in. I can't see. I can't see. Done. What? Rip, you can't be done.
Is he still hunting?
Okay, where's the mag? He's gone. Where's the mag? What, man? Wait, what have you done? Can we start again?
Your mags were in there, mate.
It's only two. Alright, I can't with everything. Well done.
we want to let you all know that the Pew Pew Show will be streaming live from the Australian National Handgun Championships Award Night. The interviews from the winners and clips from the match, and a huge thanks to IPSC Australia, Steve and Pete for the invitation and looking after us while we're there.
So if you like watching clips of people getting hurt, falling over, crashing motorbikes, cars, funny cats falling over, stay tuned, tune into the Nationals broadcast because it could just be one of the biggest train wrecks you've ever seen.
I just thought you were talking about my last stage.
Well, there's that.
Yeah, that's right. This project could go either way. It could go really good or really bad. So please be kind and understanding with us as we go live for the first time with the Pew Pew Show.
The Pew Pew Road Trip. So tune in on Saturday night of the Nationals for a show you won't forget.
Possibly not.
Possibly a show we'll want to forget.
Should be fun.
Anyway, it'll be what it'll be.
Thank you to all our sponsors. You've been awesome. Our viewers, you're always awesome. We love you guys. And don't forget, please like,
Subscribe.
And hit the notification bell.
so YouTube can get this out to more people so we can give you the breaking news in IPSC and get this show out further for everyone.
Until next time, make sure when you're at the Nationals, you run fast and shoot straight. And we'll see you next time live on the Pew Pew Show.